Okay. Now we conclude this with this chapter by demonstrating paano naman makakaapekto yung zeros when it comes to system response. Okay. So number one, okay. Kung titingnan natin yung graph na ito, in which you have a two-pole system at -1 plus or minus j 2.828 na wala mo ng 0, tapos nagdagdag ka ng 0 at -3, -5, tsaka -10. Okay. So, take note na yung response nung system na merong 0 at -10 is much closer dun sa original response without zeros. Okay. So, here's the thing. Yung epekto ng yung kung ang zeros mo ay nasa we call it the left half plane. Okay. By the way, let's also worth explaining din. So, bago natin simulan yung discussion nito. Let's try to explain that term. Okay. So, yung ating S-plane nahati sa tatlong area. Okay, sorry do sa ibang scribbles. Okay. Nahati sa tatlong area. Okay. So, in which yung orange side, okay, ito. Yung kaliwa ng j omega axis. Bali yung isa, yung isang yung j omega axis. Okay. So, yung nasa kaliwa nun, we will call it the left half plane. Okay, so colored orange siya. Okay, tapos yung nasa kanan is called the right half plane. Okay, this is very important lalo na kung pag-uusapan natin stability. Kasi kung matatandaan nyo, pinag-usapan natin before na dapat lahat ng poles ninyo, dapat lahat ng natural response niyo should decay to 0 para magkaroon kayo ng stable na system. Okay, pero in this case, para mag-decay lahat ng dapat negative yung exponent ng mga exponentials niyo. So in this case, kailangan nandito lahat ng poles nyo nandito sa left half plane. Okay. So, ayun. Ngayon, kung meron kayong zeros, okay, kung ang pinag-uusapan natin ay mga zeros na nasa left half plane, okay, yung epekto ng zero is less pronounced kung malayo siya dun sa complex poles ninyo. Okay, halos same rule na ginagamit natin dun sa additional poles. Okay, so as long as the zero is on the left half plane or the same side as where your complex dominance poles are, okay, mas malayo yung pole sa complex poles niyo, mas less pronounced yung effect niya. Okay, so we can prove that by trying to obtain yung step response, okay, or yung partial fraction expansion ng isang system na merong 0. Okay, so lalabas sa derivation na kung yung 0 ninyo, yung A ninyo is basically very far, okay, or very large compared to B and C, in this equation, then yung ating transfer function, okay, can actually be approximated by this okay, in which parang masasabi natin na the 0, okay, would look like a simple gain factor, okay, and does not change the relative amplitudes of the components of the response. Okay, so parang lang siya, babaguhin nila ng konti yung parang iaangat niya lang yung response mo, okay, bibigyan niya lang ng gain, okay, so parang tataas lang siya, gain factor lang siya, okay, pero hindi niya babaguhin yung mga characteristics o yung mga specifications niya like peak time, rise time, and others. Okay, so kung halimbawa eto siya, okay, yan yung response nyo without 0. Yung response nyo with 0, same shape, okay, pero mas mataas lang ng konti. Okay, pero yung mga time specifications yan pareho lang. Okay, So, it seems like ang epekto ng 0 kung malayo siya dun sa kung malayo siya dun sa complex poles natin. Okay, hindi niya exactly babaguhin yung mga time specifications natin. Pero itataas niya ng konti yung ating response. Okay. So, that could also be obtained by analyzing yung nyo this way, or by analyzing the output this way. So, kung originally yung response nyo is simply G times R, okay, equals C. Okay. Kung si G ninyo magkakaroon ng 0, kasi nung una walang 0 yan eh. So, ngayon lalagyan natin 0 na S plus A halimbawa. So, may mamumultiply din kay C na S plus A, which can be expressed as S times C tapos A times C. Okay. So, itong A times C, yung C nyo is yung the original response without 0. Okay. So, yung A times C, okay, is basically yung response nyo na nakascale by A. Okay. Tapos, ito is actually the derivative of the response. Okay. So, mag-a-add yung nakascale na A at saka yung derivative ng response. Okay. Now, here ito yung mga magiging observations natin. If A or the negative of 0 is very large, okay, so the Laplace transform of the response is approximately ACS. So, kung malaki yung A, yung epekto nitong part na to is negligible. Okay? So, basically, yung ito na sinasabi ko kanina, yung magiging response nyo is basically just a scaled version nung response without 0. Okay? Pero yung peak time, percent overshoot, rise time, tsaka settling time, hindi mababago yan. Okay? Now, if A is not very large, okay, hindi natin maneneglect ito. Okay? Hindi natin maneneglect itong part na to. Okay? So, now as A becomes smaller, the derivative term contributes more to the response and has a greater effect. So, habang lumalapit ngayon yung A nyo dun sa complex, sa complex poles ninyo, okay, nagkakaroon ng epekto itong derivative term na to. Okay. Now, for step responses, the derivative is typically positive at the start of the step response. Thus, for small values of A, we can expect more overshoot in the second order system because the derivative term will be additive around the first overshoot. So, medyo maapektuhan niya. Okay, yung step response natin kapag malapit si A dun sa natin. Pero still, nasa pa rin tayo. Nasa negative, nasa left half plane pa rin tayo. Okay. So, ayun. So, kapag nasa left half plane yung pinag-uusapan nating 0, kung malayo siya sa complex poles, okay, negligible yung epekto niya. At nagiging, ang epekto lang niya is to actually be gain factor dun sa ating response without 0. Okay, itataas niya lang yung response niyo by a certain factor. Actually, by A. Okay, yun lang yung gagawin niya. Okay, now, kapag medyo malapit si A dun sa natin, dun sa ating complex poles natin, dyan maapektuhan niya to lahat. Okay, so medyo mababago niya. Hindi lang basta scaling, pero mababago niya rin kung nasan yung peak time, mababago niya rin yung rise time, okay, at mababago niya rin yung percent overshoot. Mababago niya rin yung settling time. Okay, kung malapit yung A. Now, kapag naman ang A ninyo ay nasa right half plane, okay, which is okay lang din naman kasi 0 naman siya. Pero kapag nasa right half plane siya, okay, yung derivative ninyo would actually have a sign that is opposite dun sa natin, dun sa scale response natin. Okay, kasi magiging yan instead na S plus A, magiging S minus A yan. Okay, tandaan nyo, yung 0 ninyo nasa right half plane. So, S minus A yung natin. Magiging S minus A yung factor para doon. Okay. So, yung S ninyo, okay, yung SC ninyo, okay, yung derivative, okay, nung response ninyo, ay may opposite sign dun sa ating, dun sa ating scale response. Now, depending kung sino mas malaki dyan at kung sino mas magdo-dominate, possible na, for example, kung masyadong malaki to, baka ito yung mag-dominate kesa dito. Okay. So, kapag ganun, yung response nyo, okay, magsisimula siya sa negative. Okay, or pwede siya, ay, I mean, pwede siya matapos sa negative. Okay, so ibig sabihin, parang kung ito yung step mo, step input mo, pwedeng matapos yung final value nung ano mo, pwedeng nasa negative part. Okay. So, positive yung input mo pero negative yung output mo. Okay. Um, pero kapag naman ito, mas malaki ito kaysa dito. Okay. It is possible na mag-dominate ito. Okay. Mag-dominate naman ito later on. Okay. So, magkakaroon ka ng response katulad ito. Okay. Initially, negative siya. Okay. Pero later on, magiging positive din siya. Okay. Possible naman yun. Okay. So, depende kung alin yung mas malaki dun sa SC tsaka sa A. Okay. Pero in both cases, yung system mo is said to exhibit non-minimum phase behavior. Okay. It means na yung output mo has a different phase. Okay. Or went to a different phase kaysa dun sa input mo. Kumbaga, kung yung input mo ay positive, there is a point na yung output mo nag-negative. Okay. Ganito ang ibig sabihin yan. Halimbawa sa case na to, nung figure na to, kung halimbawa ito ay eroplano at yan ay response ng roll rate, okay, ng eroplano. So ito yung pakpak ng eroplano niya kunwari. Okay. Kung ang ginawa mo diyan is kinuman mo sana si eroplano mo na mag-roll ng sabi natin 45 degrees. Okay. Pero bago siya mag-roll ng 45 degrees, bababa muna siya. Okay. Ito yun. Ito yung part na yan. Hanggang sa babawi siya. Okay. Tapos tsaka lang siya magro-roll ng 45 degrees. Okay. Ganun yung mangyayari sa kanya. Okay. So, yun yung system niyo kapag meron siyang non-minimum phase behavior. Di mas lalo na ito. Ibig sabihin nun, kung halimbawa kinuman mo yung eroplano mo na mag-roll ng 45 degrees, instead na mag-roll siya ng 45 degrees, sa baliktad siya nagpunta. Doon siya nagsettle. Okay. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng non-minimum phase behavior sa system. Okay. So, there are times na although there are times na medyo advantageous sa atin yung pagkakaroon ng non-minimum phase behavior ng system niyo. Pero meron din namang hindi. Obviously, halimbawa sa aeroplano, hindi nyo gusto mangyari ito. Na kinuman mo siya na mag 45 degrees, pero instead na mag 45 degrees siya, dito siya napunta. Okay, so medyo hindi magandang behavior. Ito okay lang ito. Yung mag-negative muna siya, tapos siya pupunta doon sa 45 degrees. Okay lang yan. Okay, pero doon sa case na ganito, madalas ito hindi to okay. Itong behavior na to, hindi to okay. Pero nangyayari yan. Okay, especially kung yung system mo ay ill-designed at nagkaroon siya ng 0 doon sa right half plane. Okay, so that is why pag magde-design tayo ng mga systems, medyo careful tayo dun sa mga location ng poles at saka zeros natin. Okay. So, ayun. Now, let's try to work on example 3.18. Okay. Pero yung solution nito, basically, I would like you to refer to Nice's book. Okay. Hindi ko siya solve na mano-mano. Okay. Ang kailangan lang naman natin sa kanya is makuha natin yung transfer function niya. Okay, so ito yun. So, meron siya dito. Okay. So, dinerive niya yung transfer function na ito. Okay, ito yung naging transfer function na derive niya para dun sa circuit na yun. So, I would like you to study this part. Okay. Para mas magkaroon tayo ng profound knowledge sa pag-analyze ng op-amps. Okay. Nandiyan naman na yung details. Medyo kulang lang siya ng konti ng details, pero tingnan nyo kung saan nyo kukunin yung mga kulang na details. Okay. So, algebra lang naman yan, yung part na yan. Now, if we let R1 equals R2, okay, tapos yung R3 natin, R3C natin is 110, makakuha nyo yung transfer function nyo na ganito. Okay. So, if you actually solve for the step input, okay, so mag-arrive tayo sa ganitong expression. Okay. So, in which we can consider na yung response niya, okay, yung response ng system ninyo sa pole na to, okay, so dun sa 1 over S plus 10 is yung original na response ng system nyo without 0. Okay, so ito yun. Okay, so yung step response niya dun sa ano na without 0. Okay. Now, kung itutuloy natin yung pag-i-inverse nito, makukuha natin itong part na to. Okay, in which ang magiging response niya is this one. Ito. Okay. So, pag plinat nyo ngayon yan, itong response na to. Okay. Ito yung lalabas. Okay. So, take note na nagsimula sa negative yung ano nyo. Nagsimula sa negative yung response niyo. Tapos nagpunta siyang positive. Okay. So, nag-exhibit siya ng non-minimum phase behavior. Okay. So, dahil nagsimula siya sa negative, pero sinundan din naman niya yung output. Okay. Now, taking a good look dun sa response ng system nyo without 0. Okay, ito. And then, i-scale natin siya by 10 or by negative 10. So, ito siya. Okay. So, makikita nyo na pareho siya ng forma. Okay. Naka-scale lang talaga siya by a certain factor. So, yung 10, yun yung 0. Okay, yun yung 0 niya. Okay. So, ayun. So, in general, yung mga systems niyo na having this kind of transfer function, something like S minus A over S plus A, okay, would actually be a first order system na mag-exhibit ng non-minimum phase behavior. Okay. So, ang ina-expect nating output niya sa kanya is a first order response, pero magsisimula muna siya sa negative. Okay. Then, pupunta siya dun sa sa command niyo. Magsisettle din siya dun sa desired output niyo. Okay. So, yun yung example 3.18. Okay. So, ayan. Now, we finally discussed the concept of pole zero cancellation. Okay. Kung meron kayong 3-pole system na may 0, okay, pagsamahin natin siya, may 3-pole system kaya tapos may 0. It is possible na yung 0 ninyo ay sobrang lapit sa pole. Hindi naman exactly equal, pero sobrang lapit. Okay. Kung malapit yung 0 at saka yung pole na yan, pwede nyo actually tanggalin yung factor na yan. And thereby, magkakaroon kayo ng second order response. Okay. Ang itsura niyan sa pole 0 map is, halimbawa, ito yung pole ninyo at a certain location. Tapos, ito yung 0 ninyo. So, magkalapit siya. So, pagka yan ay sufficiently close enough, okay, yung epekto ng pole at saka ng 0 na yan, pwedeng mag-cancel out. Okay. So, yung idea na yan, gagamitin natin yan later on sa mga design. Okay. So, if you actually read on example 3.19, makikita nyo na in between A at saka B, okay, yung response na pwede nyo gamitin ng pole zero cancellation is itong B. Kasi makikita nyo, itong 0 niya at 4 is napakalapit sa 4.01. Ito yung itsura nun. Yun. Okay. Kumpara nyo dito sa A. Sa pole zero map ng A. So, malayo siya masyado. Ito, malapit siya masyado. So, pwede nyo tanggalin yung epekto niyan. So, pag nakita nyo ngayon yung pag plinat nyo ngayon yung pag plinat nyo yung response niyan, yung step response niyan, makikita nyo na pareho siya dun sa kung second order lang siya. Ayan, sa sobrang pagkakapareho niya, nagpatong yung waveform nila. Ayun. Makikita nyo yung kulay dilaw sa ilalim. Ayun o. Okay. So, ayun. So, that is pole zero cancellation. Pole zero cancellation happens when one of your zero is very close to one of the poles. Okay. So what happens is that the effects of that zero and that pole cancels out. Okay. So therefore we can do some reduction. Okay. So ayun. So example 3.8 it would actually be a very easy example to work with. So makikita naman natin dito na obviously for a second order system, okay, or for the transfer function G2, pwede tayong magkaroon ng second order approximation. Okay. I think this is C2. Hindi to G2. I think this is C2. And this is C1. And this is not transfer function. These are responses. Okay. Kasi merong S eh. Hindi, tama. G yan. Ang mali lang pala. Tas transfer function yan. Ang mali pala ito. Wala tong S. Ayan. Wala palang S yun. Okay. So, ayan yung mas tama. Okay. So, obviously, between A at saka B, mas valid yung second order approximation ng G2. Okay. Dahil makakancel nyo yung ito at saka ito. Due to pole 0 cancellation. Kasi masyadong malapit yung 7 na 0 sa 6.9 na pole. Okay, so that's how your pole 0 cancellation works. Okay? So that ends yung yung topic natin on time response. Okay? So actually may additional reading pa sana kayo in which I would be asking you to learn yung mga effects of nonlinearities upon time response. Okay. So this is something na mas may explore natin sa laboratory in your next experiments sa activity 6 siguro or 7. Okay. Pero I want you to read na about this. Anyway, nasa assignment nyo, nasa homework nyo to. Okay, so I would like you to introduce yourself kung ano yung mga nonlinearities that are present in systems, especially in motors. Okay, so tatlo yata yung binanggit dito: saturation, backlash, at saka dead zone. Okay, so ayan, yun yung kung ano yung ginagawa ng tatlo na yun sa ating response. Okay, pero yung epekto niyan would actually be explored more sa laboratory using simulation. Okay. So ayun, that really concludes the lesson that of our time response. So I hope na bukod sa pagkuha ng mga specifications ng system, okay, naintindihan din natin kung ano yung epekto pa ng additional poles and zeros, kasi lahat yan pagsasama-samahin natin kapag nag-design na tayo. Okay, especially later on, tandaan nyo na ang i-design nating system or ang system that we will work out on or we will work out with is yung mga system na complex. So meron diyan mga maraming poles at saka maraming zeros. So pero ang gagawin natin is i-boil down natin yung analysis sa second order approximation. Okay? So ayan.